Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, Master of Propaganda, Hero of the Reich, Defender of the Fatherland, here to deliver into your eyes and ears another glorious Propagandacast. We shall be watching a 1 vs 1 on Semois. We shall be watching Redforce fighting for the Americans, fighting for the 2nd Infantry Division, and going on towards Platz Brest, as Korean soldier fights on in the name of the, 116th Panzer Division. A few forces leveled out to hold back the Yankees. So far, a rather, standard start from both, although rather note the placement of the barracks. It's right in the middle of everything. It seems a bit unfocused, and of course in that sense, I mean, if he intends to go through here, it will have a longer path. If he intends to go through here, longer path. So it's a bit of a weird placement of the barracks, I think. Then again, there might be something about, because there's been some other discussion, which basically means you sort of try to place it, in fact, in the middle of the base, so that when your troops actually have to go out and after being reinforced, they can reinforce all the way through here, so you don't have to spend so much time just standing about. So, some thoughts there as well, of course, and that could very likely be what Redforce is trying. So, of course, I should be a bit careful about saying, well, Redforce, you're just being daft, because obviously he might be thinking something else than I am. And again, there is some thoughts which rather have been illuminated, I think, in the first place by Sefa. Anyways, we're seeing Volkswagen that Korean slowly going for the more standard approach in building. We're also seeing a rather direct focus towards the fuel point right here. Pioneer running straight forward. Volkswagen is linking it up to the Wehrmacht headquarters, or Reich headquarters, of course, it's called. No, if it is a headquarters, it's the Reich headquarters of the Reich. Riflemen heading out, though. Heading up, securing there. Volkswagen is going to hook up and link up with the Pioneers there. Or perhaps the Pioneers will move in there and the Volkswagen then deal with the other strategic point. Riflemen there. Interesting move by Redforce. Normally you perhaps see, the Riflemen securing this and then the Engineers securing this. A bit sort of what you're actually seeing over here being, done by Korean soldier. A Jeep out second for Redforce. That should be interesting to see what will happen there. Come on, flaps, stabilize. Stabilize, flaps. Damn it. Hang on. I'm not entirely sure what happened there. Bit odd, but anyways, Volkswagen's coming out there, and we're seeing a Jeep going to hit them in the rear, but where are the riflemen? They're quite far removed, so this actually seems a bit of an odd movement by Redforce initially. I mean, he might be just sort of trying to occupy the Wehrmacht armed forces, but I mean, why not also just try to do some more damage? Although we do see one kill actually being done on the Volkswagen. It is, might be what we was actually hoping for. Jeep scores 1 kill for the United States. Rifleman heading up there. Pioneers hiding inside this wooden something. I'm not entirely sure what sort of structure that is. It is some sort of shed with several stories in it. Pioneers securing here. Volkswagen is holding up to Americans down here. Keep not really faring well in this sort of fight, though. And the other Volkswagen squad is sort of hanging about the cafe, hoping to get some coffee to go before heading down to beat up some Americans. And there you go, the Pioneers drop out from the house, having spotted some Engineers to ambush, and the Engineers are pushed back by the Pioneers. Not sure what's going on there. And the Jeep, once more repaired, goes in to deal with the Volkswagens again, but there's no real infantry support. Well, we do see 2 riflemen squads and then grenades for Redforce. This is peculiar, to say the least. He's starting out with a very, very light infantry force, but he's also starting out, but then getting them some grenades. Now we do see Korean soldier going straight for the strategic point, straight for the cutoff, straight for the jugular, if you will, of Redforce. And we'll of course have to see how that works out. Of course, at the same time, he does risk exposing himself, since the flanks are currently a bit unguarded. Mildly put. Riflemen could hit in from here, they could hit in from there, they could even sort of sneak in and then hit them from here. And of course, while there are more Volkswagens moving in at the same time with grenades, the sort of margin of error drops sharply, as even one grenade well placed could end up heavily crippling Korean soldier and his men of the 116th Panzer Division. We are seeing a mine going down there, nice spot for a mine. Wire going off there, also nice spot for wire. Wire there, wire there. Really good use of wire right there by Korean soldiers, sort of to deny movement to your opponent. And of course, it's not necessarily also just to be used here, you know, where you can sort of deny sort of direct access, but also just make it harder for your opponent to move about out in the open. Jeep moving about, getting hit by the MG42 rifleman heading up there. The third squad is out. Bike actually drawing the fire of the MG, allowing the rifleman to attack. Nicely done right there by Redforce. Nice distraction. Flamethrower MGs moving in from another flank. And there we go. Grenades. No. There we go. Grenade doubling into the house. It's one gunner down. The others are heavily wounded. The Americans are just charging in. And the gunners are trapped inside the house. There we go. Trying to escape. But will they actually make it? All of the men are pretty much heavily wounded. And there we go. The MG gunners went down. HMG squad down. Jeep could even get another full squad. No, the Jeep does not go in for the hunt. And we are in fact seeing a stream of very, very wounded folks is actually allowed to escape. I think that was quite an opportunity missed right there by Redforce to further just cripple him. And there we go, mine hit. MG42, number 2, actually arriving to sort of plug the defense. And we're seeing a sniper out actually for Korean soldier, but the Jeep man actually get him. Oh, this could have been a 2 false kind of MG sniper. MGs are actually pretty heavy tier 1, which then sort of, well, quite simply got ruined by this rather vicious assault. I mean, the sort of weakness of 2 false MG sniper is that can actually set yourself off to get nicely flanked, and that's what happened here. And all that assault, in fact, just hit the spots where the MGs and the false guys all in all couldn't cover. And because again there was a sniper sort of in, but the sniper wasn't quite done yet either. Absolute carnage, absolute heavy losses. A sniper and an MG lost, and I mean, if only Redforce had been a bit more aggressive, he might even have gotten a full kind of squad. I mean, that would have been, well, pretty much game over. Well, close to it anyways, and I mean, it's still not looking good for Korean soldier. The Panzer Grenadiers, well, sort of Panzer Grenadiers of the 116th Panzer Division, are definitely not doing too well. Heavy losses subjected. And we are seeing another rifleman squad out there to perhaps replace the Jeep. Nice infantry force, of course. In this case, I mean, Redforce could consider actually just taking on, getting something heavier, some vehicles, some armor perhaps. Certainly a nice possibility. Engineers hanging about there, Pioneers moving in there. Redforce quickly moving in with another sniper. I mean, that's a very heavy tier 1. That could, I mean, really set something up for Redforce, really getting advantage. He's actually now spending manpower himself on an observation post, so clearly he's got something that involves teching. He wants, you know, perhaps even some armor. In fact, that could really set him off for a set him up for a nice armored punch. There we go. Tongue tripping over. These folks guys need a medic pack. I mean, they're going to be pretty much free veterancy for the Americans. And there we go, just as I say it. My goodness. More wiring attempts here by Korean soldiers to try and limit the advance of the Americans. The 116's got a beating now. They just sort of have to play for time, I imagine. I mean, they've really had to sort of fix things up. And again, when you get a second sniper on top of all that, I mean, that is a lot of manpower sunk into tier 1. Very much. A lot of heavy. I mean, that really could set Korean soldier up for a nasty beating. He's not careful. And we're seeing the Americans just moving in from every angle now. And we're seeing flamethrowers going off here. I mean, in this case, Redforce is actually worried about more German mines. In this case, though, Korean soldier has not mined in the south, which is quite fortunate, I suppose, for Korean soldier. Thus, he hasn't wasted it. But on the other hand, you know, he might have gotten something. Of course, there is still the mine there. We're seeing the MG and the sniper team moving southward to try and stop the American advance down there. There we go, sniper gets the first kill, and weapon support end up for Redforce. He seems to be forgoing all mobility, or at least sort of advantages he could otherwise have had, and he's also gone infantry now, but really, I don't think he should go for a weapon support. And I mean, yes, there's a sniper out for Korean soldier. On the other hand, some armor cars, or even just straight for armor, could really pay off dividends against Korean soldier. In particular, now he must figure out that, well, he's going to be spending a lot of resources on tier 1, which is going to set him back by quite a bit. Now we do see a creek bags going up for Korean soldier. And of course, even an M8 rush could actually, perhaps at this stage, actually be right in here and causing havoc. Yeah, I mean, really, it's a very nasty situation that Redforce actually managed to place Korean soldier in, but now it rather looks like he's missing it. Oh, there's a mine there, but the Wehrmacht's just wiring off. One can almost hear the rifleman go, "God damn it, Krauts! Wiring off the mine. Hey, there's presence on the other side. Fritz, what are you doing?" They said presence. It's a trap. It's a trap, Fritz. The enemy does not have your welfare in his mind. Well, it's always a trap. It's war, Fritz. Jawohl, Herr Feldwebel. Anyways, slight antics aside. Kriegberg's going up there. Hopefully, I mean, question of course now goes, what will Korean soldier, of course, he pretty much must figure that he's a bit exposed in the whole getting hit by vehicles department, so sort of pack might be a good start, or some grenadiers with the Panzer Division quickly. Supply had already swiftly following up there for Redforce. He could of course also get a medic station. Perhaps right around here, or here would be a nice placement. Not quite exposed to enemy fire. The Wehrmacht continues to wire off. Clearly Korean soldiers again sort of playing passively. No, we're actually seeing a half-track out. The Mittlere Schützenpanzerwagen is out for Korean soldier. That's not what I might have expected. But apparently Korean soldier feels again he needs to be aggressive perhaps, in which case a half-track could be used nicely for that. Mines going down there to protect the fuel point. A very conscientious about that. Rather climbed up around the cafe. Apparently this cafe has now become a stronghold for the Wehrmacht, for the 116th Panzer Division. Sniper hanging about there. Mine there, I'm going to hit it. No, never mind. MG opens up, catches some riflemen in the cemetery, quickly suppresses. Sniper moves up, spots the Krauts. Or perhaps he doesn't. Half-track moving about, of course. Redforce is aware of that, and let's go look at Korean soldier action. We're seeing for the far line up, defensive doctrine for the 100. And grenades popping in over the walls of the cafe, doing absolutely no damage. Rifle moving up there, but getting caught out in the open. They cannot advance due to the barbed wire. The barbed wire large protecting flanks. Half-track going to move up and begin firing away. And artillery going in right on this clamped up force right by the cafe, and the half-track can't move either. It's too close territory. Direct hit, first shot, second shot, gets the half-track and kills the crew inside. The pioneers inside are murdered. Absolutely devastating. Just a half-track and numerous men going right there for Korean soldier.
Fortification detectors are now in effect.
Although again the MG in the house, always stopping them right by the victory point. The sniper adding in a bit of fire. Flamethrower is trying to flank but hitting the mine. And troops in the middle of the town square are getting suppressed by a town at the edge, by an MG on the edge of town. Nicely handled right there by Korean soldier, although again clearly not the best route for the half-track to maneuver in. In fact, it might have been better just to charge forwards and then later on wired up that area again. Flamethrowers though manage to move forward and they begin burning away, although the sniper is moving in. And the engineer squad completely gets killed. Pack watching through here, crop watching the roads, worried about armor. Kampfkraft sent up for Korean soldier. No grenadiers as of yet. Of course, you could consider medic bunker, and we are seeing a medic station up, but right here, and of course, slight problem, there's not in fact a lot covering here. And again, I mean, it's not even going to be something that's going to take a rather specific set of maneuvering to be able to hit it. I mean, sort of out here, and you can shoot at the medic station, so not really what I would recommend in placement. Again, perhaps here, in that case, some of the bocage would in fact ensure you would have to rather get, hopefully, into the line of 5 American troops, or perhaps about here and this, on the other hand, again, quite a bit forward and quite more easy to hit. So definitely not a recommendable placement of the medic station. Grenades though going off. Redforce clearing up for getting about that. Troops heading up here, hitting a mine. Pin, but no kills. Mine going down there. Riflemen hunting down the Volksgrenadiers down there. Moving up there right in front of the MG. Can they get off a grenade? There we go. Granate. On the MG, on the Volksgrenadiers. And the MG gets decrewed. Absolutely nasty. Will the engineers just steal it, or will the Wehrmacht be able to take it back? Medics continue to rush in with the wounded. Troops are getting suppressed. The Volksgrenadiers are moving up. Browning automatics pop up. Sniper fire. Another MG at the edge. Will we see another grenade? We could see a rifleman squad actually reformed for him. For Redforce in this. And there we go. That's definitely actually going to help. Of course, could still get knocked. Now, of course, in this case, there's still the MG right about waiting here. because again that can pretty much fire into this market square, and where the medic station is currently sort of held up by a poster pillar. I'm not entirely sure what you call that sort of thing. Korean soldier managing most of the map. Some grenadiers adding in. Quite a bit of infantry now up for Redforce. Again, I do think he missed out on a great opportunity there again when he went for this, instead of perhaps something a bit more wheeled and armoured with guns that can blow up crowds. And roll through wire, for that matter. I mean, a Greyhound right here would have done more than, for example, say, you know, just a sniper. Pioneer squad down, another loss for the 116th Panzer Division, although now some of the more heavier troops, of course, are arriving. Finally, also some veterans. I mean, that Camp Club syntax stood about doing nothing for a bit. Grenadiers advancing first. More tough Panzer Grenadiers in this case of the 116th. Medic station largely safe, but of course now the Grenadiers moving up. Sniper providing support. He could even snipe the medics if he wanted. But he seems to be a bit refraining from doing that. Of course, he might risk getting counter-sniped, obviously. And we do see the American sniper from Redforce moving about. Getting off a shot on the Grenadiers. The medic station very close to collapsing. Already with one rifleman squad reformed, it will certainly have paid itself off, I would argue. Pioneers moving in. Volksguards moving up as well. More forces moving in. Korean soldier really preparing for a nice infantry assault through town. Medic station though is gone. Rifleman squad holding up there. Pioneers getting sniped. And we're actually seeing a howitzer going up for Redforce, so definitely some artillery going to be added in the fight against the Kraut. Going for the cutoff point right there. Sadly, amount of harassment going on right here has actually dropped sharply, which could actually be rather nicely taken advantage of by Redforce, who was just to push up there. He would very much likely catch Korean soldier quite unawares and off guard. And there we go, we can hear the roar of the artillery. Rifleman pushing in there. Volksguard squad down! That was pretty much nasty. And a full retreat from the 116th Panzer Division. Well, almost. Pretty much abandoning the western side of the town. Going to leave one MG-47 Pantheon somewhere to sort of hold it back. Pioneers up in the building again. He's using a lot of Pioneers in buildings. I imagine this is not for combat effectiveness, but basically reconnaissance purposes. We can constantly keep sort of things aware, because again it does give him sort of increased lines up. But again, he's gone defensive, so he even gets that from the points. So I mean, I'm not entirely sure why. Raiders artillery going down here, almost getting an entire rifleman squad. Nice barrage right there. BAR left behind. A lot of water being splashed about. And the MG getting sniped. The crew slowly dropping and retreating. Leaving the mess for the cafe owner to clean up. No veterans for the support units. We do see veterans, 2 for the infantry and a Sturmarmy phase on the way. Well, assault phase. Crack infantry completed. He doesn't quite have the infantry to actually support veterans 2 at the moment, really. He's got one Grenadier squad, one squad of false Grenadiers. He's going to need more Grenadiers if he really wants to work it out. Points being taken. Medic station rolls with benefit as usual. Artillery firing away. That was damn close. He was probably hoping to hit some troops advancing there. He set off a mine. He was almost close to getting the sniper, but overall I think that might have been a bit too early. He should probably have waited until he had something in his sights he could actually hit with some guarantee. Rifle getting stopped right there by the MG in the house. Engineers moving up there. A bit of harassment up in the north as well. Again, largely so far infantry-based fighting from both sides. With the larger infantry force obviously being in the hands of Redforce, not Korean soldier. Though, I mean, Redforce is being stalled. Sadly, he's not quite getting the full effect out of his force, partly because, again, I think a lack of vehicles or armor is hurting him a bit. Pioneers here getting absolutely murdered. And there we go, Pioneer squad down. More pioneers lost for the 116th Sturm Army, though, is going up.
We are losing ground.
Trier Center, supply to upgrade. Rifleman taking up position in the house. Volkswagen is getting caught in the middle of the road in front of the broadside with BARs and everything. That's definitely not good for the Volksgrenadiers. Artillery going in. On the MG42 kills one of the gunners. Shot. And there we go. MG crew dead. And the Volkswagen spot the sniper. They actually get him. And the German sniper hits him. Will the German sniper on the other hand get hit by the artillery? No, he actually survives that barrage. Now the Volkswagen bites the dust. Registered artillery up here. And a rifleman squad is leveled to the ground as mortar rounds shatter their bodies. And they're in it. Although, I mean, at this stage, there's not a lot left for Korean soldier. He's rather lacking in everything at the moment. Though, a Sturmgeschütz is now on the way for Korean army, or Korean soldier. At the same time, the Redforce is getting a tank depot of his own. MG doing what they can to cover. Americans pushing forwards. And artillery getting called in. Ooh, off map though. So that was a bit of a waste of munitions, tragically. Mines going down there. Obviously, Redforce is worried about an advance through here. Mining the roads, nice job. Though he never actually seems to be mining the town, which is rather where most of the fighting is happening and most of the advances by Korean soldier happen. Oh, never mind. I was proved wrong. Finally gets about mining. And we actually see another grenadier squad out for Korean soldier. First Sturmgeschütz out. First Sturmgeschütz is out. Rifleman getting sniped. Rifleman moving up there. Volkswagen's out in the middle of everything. Grenadiers going to try and flank. Another troop getting sniped. More artillery going in. Awfully close hitting the Grenadiers. Ooh, mine goes off. Grenadiers get killed. Cafe collapses under the heavy barrage. Grenadiers barely make it out of the route and held up by the MG42 right there. And the Stug rolls out. The Sturmgeschütz 4. Less produce of the Stugs, although still producing some numbers to make up for the fact that some of the factories producing Stug 3s have been bombed by the Allies. And the Stug was quite vital to the Rifleman squad down once and drops both BARs. Another one gets molested as well and drops another BAR. And there's a medic station right there again. I mean, Redforce does seem to have some problems placing his medic stations in slightly less hazardous positions. But my goodness, Grenadiers with 3 Browning automatics. That is definitely some heavy infantry right there. And they just finish off the medics.
Supply lines are broken. We have territory cut
Which
off
actually means he's down to 3 rifleman squads all of a sudden. Stug looks to be sneaking in through there. Might try for an assault on the howitzer, knocking it out. Armoured car in the town centre. Map control though is still in the hands of Redforce, but he's definitely beginning to suffer a lot, bleed a lot. Sherman actually comes out for Redforce. Stug moves out. We'll probably get... Oh, it's actually time to look at Redforce again, my apologies. We actually see left hand side now. Sherman getting a 50 caliber. Stug spotted. Gets off a nice flank hit. And what does the Sherman do then? It does the exact opposite of what it ought to be doing against the Stug, which is it's stopping up right in front of it, allowing the Stug to fight in a slug out match, which it will win. Stugs are quite well suited to fighting from the front. They should be flanked at all chances, in particular when you damage the engine, but instead Redforce insists on fighting it from the front, which again is where the Stug will win this, unless the Sherman actually has an outgun. It doesn't. We do see a tank destroy on the way, but I fear it will be too late. And the Sherman will go down. He finally tried to flank, but now the main gun gets destroyed, pretty much rendering it a vain effort. Will the Hellcat make it in time, or will the Stuke get the Sherman? Sticky bomb on the Stuke. Destroyed engine. No, he doesn't move in the Hellcat. Oh, we can't actually because of this howitzer. But never mind. I can't really seem to figure out what Redforce is doing right here. Definitely not the best handling of armor. A waste of a Sherman, and of course, I mean, no matter what happens to this Duke now, I mean, it's paid itself off. He got something much more expensive than it. More armored cars out for Korean soldier. Grenadiers and MG-42 holding the cemetery, able to muster quite a bit of automatic fire against all of these riflemen. And now the Grenadiers just charge in with the BARs, forcing the entire American force onto retreat. Artillery going in against the cemetery and its occupants. Not actually getting the MG crews. Hellcat needs to deal with this set of armored cars. Definitely not good for Redforce. Anything but. One cannot stress that you should never try and fight a Stuke from the front if you can avoid it. Always flank, always circle around.
We have a threat to our victory point.
Sadly, Redforce failed in that department. Which is certainly sad, as he's otherwise been actually quite aggressive in this fight. He's even laying down sandbags, quite interesting, but a bit too late. And now he's actually, oh dear, the pack's moving in, meaning he won't be able to get so much out of his Hellcat now, unless of course he managed to knock out the pack with his artillery. Grenadiers now with Panzer Division as well. Grenadiers though down to 2 men. Nice hit there. Riflemen have been, well, separated from the armoured support. Well, tank destroyer support now the case. The armoured cars have free reign now. Definitely not good for him. Will he actually be trying to sort of perhaps knock out the pack? Does not look like it, although the pack is moving. Will the Hellcat move in and take advantage of the situation? Looks like it, looks like it. Getting the drop, although Panzer rocket from the house hits nicely. Armor cars actually going to be moving straight into the artillery. Shit collapses. Another Hellcat on the way for Redforce. Vet 22 for the armored cars. Interesting. And the pack gets off a nice hit on the Hellcat. Armor car moves in. Should be careful though, there's a minor fact. Misses again. Korean soldier now holding most of the map and holding the center. And having split up the American forces, he certainly holds an advantage. There we go, Hellcat is in trouble. Panzer and Panzerfaust moving in. And then of course there's the pack as well. And there we go, the Hellcat is down. The pack was sadly not dealt with. What a shame. Artillery firing again. Mine goes off. I have no idea why he's actually not trying to deal with the pack. Armored car hits a mine though. By the looks of it. Yes indeed. The armored car should always be careful. Mine went off. Destroyed engine. So little health left. Another Sturmgeschütz rolling out for Korean soldier. Of course we'll be seeing the Stuke 3 in. Company here too, we'll even be seeing the short-barreled variant, which actually by 1944 was getting exceedingly rare. And was mostly sort of handled by units who couldn't get anything else, which rather meant the fewest. And otherwise in sort of more improvised units, which still suddenly got some reinforcement from a training unit, in which case it also have some of those older Stukes. Rather than advancing, Grenadiers trying their best to hold it up. Grenades getting locked. Stug moving up, could get veterancy too. Sniper fight joining in. Volkswagen is joining in as well. Nice force combination. More troops streaming in now. The highly equipped grenadiers with 3 BARs. The Sturm Grenadiers, if you will. And these riflemen will probably go down the retreat. Not looking good for Redforce.
Our forces are taking cash.
2 Hellcats now prepared. Pack pulled back. Looks like Redforce could make a return. 30 caliber out. Riflemen also out. Where are the Hellcats? Where are the tank destroyers to support this? 30 caliber dealt with. Not entirely sure what's going through Redforce's head. And the riflemen are just getting slaughtered. And the artillery here is just firing randomly. It seems like now there's a Hellcat moving up and the other one's rushing back. But I mean, it's too late now, obviously. Artillery getting called in on all of this as well. Ooh, Sniper could actually get hit if he's not careful, but somehow dodges. And some pioneers grab the... Unfortunately, actually grab the 30 caliber and make away with it. Stu could go down. Packs sufficient, in fact, removed for this to work out. There we go, Stuke is down. Hellcats have free reign now. They could even get the armored car up here. They could do a lot of damage if they so wanted. And it hits a new mine. The armored car hits a new mine just after getting repaired. Oh, the sadness. And the Hellcats now are on the loose. Grenadiers holding up the house with a few BARs. They're already heavily wounded. They keep fighting for the fatherland. Keep fighting. Now. Fire frei. Although now the Hellcats are also there. Pack nearby. Other Grenadiers in another house. Pack spotted. Will there be artillery fire against it? Could be. Could be. That pack is currently the primary threat to Redforce's armor or tank destroyers, whatever. Tank destroyers actually. Grenadiers hit on the retreat, and the pack's actually allowed to escape by the Hellcat. Could even just sort of try to keep firing away with a 50 caliber and perhaps knock it out. Bit of a shame that, nonetheless, a breakout has been successfully made. Now the Stug rolling out, more troops moving out as well. They're close to getting a few kills there. Sniper adds in a bit of fun. Medic station up there to keep Redforce going. At least he's consistent with it. That's nice to see. Consistency also matters. A new sniper on the way for Redforce. Probably in the great endeavor to counter-snipe the other bastard. But already Redforce is on the retreat. His force does not quite have the firepower to really stop the Americans. We're seeing a mortar out. Fancy that. And MG taking up position. We are seeing the MG42, not the 30 caliber stone. That's actually up here, setting up nearby. Near the sniper, in fact. Hellcat down. The pack once more scores a kill. Sadly, again, Redforce seems a bit negligent in knocking it out. Despite what a threat it is to his forces.
Enemy unit down.
And sniper dealt with. Stu gets another Hellcat. Smoke rounds going in to probably minimize the effect of the heavy machine guns all around the cut-off point. And we also see an MG bunker up here to protect. No, that's not even upgraded yet. But that probably will happen eventually. Charging through here. Good use of smoke cover, though, of course, as soon as they exit the smoke cover, they're considerably exposed. That's, of course, largely what's happening here. Volkswagen is fighting behind a wrecked Hellcat. Do their best. Mortar rounds hit the American. His deck grenade goes off. Mortar so far not really doing much for the American effort, except that smoke cover. Stug in trouble. Could get sticky bomb. Could get sticky bomb, but apparently will not. What a shame. And registered artillery called in. Another mortar barrage. Threatening Need to knock out all the Americans, oh dear. That was quite a far removed round. Rifleman stop right there, the 30 caliber proving quite useful. Although the crew is dead due to sniper fire.
Observation posts report we are losing a sector.
And Redforce does seem to be rather locked down. It's actually now time to look at Korean soldier again. I seem to be a bit forgetting about that. Sorry. My pardons. Another rifleman squad reformed from the medic stations. Mortar round kills an American. Brilliant. That mortar is not really the most well-liked one, I imagine. And certainly when they get out of the fight, the mortar crew will probably get a scolding. Though generally the Americans did have something about friendly fire. It was, for example, not really uncommon to see American aircraft accidentally knock out either Polish or British vehicles as they were moving about. There certainly have been several cases about that.
Americans are seizing territory from us.
Lots of smoke going in. Of course, the Luftwaffe was considerably limited in action during the whole Normandy fighting, although it did fight a bit. Smoke again helps a bit, but probably not seeing its full effect. And there we go, the rifleman advance a bit further and gets suppressed. So that was a bit pointless. Artillery again. Trying to get the MG. Not really doing well in that case. Of course, that's probably got something to do with the artillery scatter, which is rather dependent on partly the range from the artillery piece, but also if you can actually see the target. So you're going to be a lot less accurate against a target you can't actually directly see. Heavy machine gun bunker finally up there, right in front of the riflemen, stopping those quite nicely. Grenade against the MG-42. Gone. Pack is the only target left, really, of worry. Oh, of course, there's the armored car, but hopefully some Hellcats can sort that out. Stug and armored cars, grenadiers with Panzer Schrecks. The pack has not been dealt with, so that's a problem for Redforce. 116th Panzer Division, though, fights on bravely, despite some initial heavy losses. And a rifleman squad gets wiped out by the Stug. Nice hit. Mortar rounds going down. Finally, the mortar actually gets something killed, which isn't American. And of course, the question becomes if Redforce should not just give up and rather try to make a more solid penetration through here and rather force Korean soldiers to shift his entire army. That might actually work considerably better. But no, Redforce is quite intent on charging through that one spot, losing another Hellcat in this kill zone, which it pretty much is. I mean, nothing's going to pass through here without getting killed. Lots of everything focused down. Apparently Redforce seems to have lost all ability to hit anything with artillery. Before the farmland goes up again. 30 caliber crew watching. That rather looked like 30 caliber gun actually gunned down his own man.
Enemy is down to 100.
He actually got sniped. Artillery once more fails to hit.
Puma, here.
Another sniper on the way, another Stug on the way. You could consider Veteran 2. Medic station almost ready to collapse again. And looks like the medic station will soon be gone. And gone. All for victory points American. Finally we do see a minor force sneaking in there, but I'm not entirely sure what this route is supposed to gain them, since they'll be running straight into the MG bunker. Stu continues to rake up the kills against the American infantry. A bit of an ace. Hellcat once more rushes in. I have no idea why. Apparently he was this time hoping to lure out the pack and finally get it. Armored car moves in. Sticky bomb though. And we see heavy rocket artillery being leveled against the howitzer. And there we go. The howitzer is pretty much but a dream now. Largely gutting Redforce's forces. And that is pretty much GG. Not entirely sure what they're discussing there.
We're down to 25 points.
Well, let's just speed this bit up. And there we go. Play back over. Game over. And of course, I mean, what are the sort of lessons that could potentially be learned? I mean, again, well, not again, but let's initially start out with the medic stations again. I don't really think those were sort of well placed for the large part. I mean, perhaps something over here a bit more sheltered would have worked out better for Redforce initially. But the overall problem was that he had a great start. I mean, we're talking absolutely smashing stuff, you know, knocking out a sniper, MG, very close to getting a full Scania squad, taking most of the map, and then nothing. He didn't really mind the town well. He certainly did not go for anything that could really have gave him the advantage. You know, he went for this, but then he also went for the weapon support center. He should either, you know, really gone for some tank depots, a motor pool with armored cars, and then supporting with BARs, but none of that happened. He really missed an absolutely great chance, and he gave Korean soldier the absolutely largest breather he ever needed to get himself back in the fight. Which was absolutely what you're not supposed to be doing in the first place. Of course, there was then this sort of nice strike over the artillery, but again, no real follow-up. That was sort of the constant problem for Redforce. Made a great punch, and then no follow-up. Then there came the armor fight down here, which I really think was also catastrophic. He lost a Sherman to a Stug. Never bothered with any more Shermans, of course, but again, not how you fight against, you know, Sherman versus Stug. You should always try and flank and keep moving with the Sherman, always try to hit the rear spots, not try to slug it out unless you've got the Sherman up gun, which he obviously didn't. Otherwise, I mean, even then he might have been able to salvage it had he simply just shifted his focus away through here, through this very small kill zone, towards this right-hand side where there are more points for breakthrough, and it's only going to be much harder for Korean soldier to actually block him. So really some mistakes there, of course, for a Korean soldier. He, of course, got a bit aggressive initially, which rather allowed Redforce that initial great blow. And, of course, moving the half-track up here, you know, instead of moving it through here, instead of moving back, he was more concerned with the integrity of the barbed wire around his own units, which is a little less good. But still, nice mining from him. And, of course, later on, we did see great mining from Redforce, but also initially you need it, not just later on. Nice empty bunker down there, by the way. But of course, I mean, what would you have done? Would you have done the same things that Korean soldier did or Redforce did? I mean, feel free to fire off in the comment section. But of course, I mean, I hope you enjoyed this match. I hope you learned something from it. If you did, why not subscribe to tell your friends? And if you didn't, well, why not send a replay of your own or provide some feedback in the comments? This is Imperial Dane saying cheers. And of course, feel free to follow me on Facebook and Twitter. There are links in the description. Cheers.